Yo my LH family, welcome back to another video on my channel. As you would all know, it is the start of a new year. You know what that means, it's 2021. We're doing a bike check today. Now, I also want to clear up a few things that I have been seeing you guys saying about the LH1. I'm getting more love than hate, but I am getting a lot of hate on this bike, and I'm going to go over a few of them things today. So what we're going to do, we're going to start off by doing all the main components that I have on my custom LH1. Now, just to put it out there, this is not how you're going to receive the bike. This is my own custom LH1, which is what I'm going to be showing you today. But as soon as I get a fully complete LH1, how you guys will get it out of the box, I'm going to do another video showing you all about it. Okay, let's start off with the best. So guys, we actually have a sponsor for today's video. Today's video is sponsored by Shadow Legends. Come, let me tell you more about it. Shadow Legends is a free online multiplayer game you and your friends can play anytime, anywhere. As your champion levels up, different locations on the map will start to unlock. These are new areas that your champion will be battling in. The more you unlock, the harder it gets. Fastest way to level up your champions is through the farming campaign. You grind XP and get lots of silver plus a few artifacts at the same time. What I like most about this game is that you have the option to either play solo or with friends. This makes the game a lot more enjoyable and fun as you're sharing the same intense experience with another person. And last month, Raid just released their biggest ever update. The main event here is the Doom Tower. It's a giant tower with 120 floors, a bunch of secret challenge rooms and 12 extremely hard bosses to take on. I've been waiting for this a long time and I just can't wait to dive in. If you want to get a huge head start in Raid, all you have to do is hit the link in the description, and if you are a new player, you'll get a free Void Champion Bulwark, 50 gems, an XP booster, some energy refills, and even an ancient shard as soon as you get in game. All of this treasure will be waiting for you right here. Obviously, we have the LH sheet on here, the black one. I think this is the V1, it's not even the V2. I need to upgrade. I ain't even got the V2 on my own seat. But yeah, as you can see, we got the nice black, fresh LH seat. I am aware there is none in stock at the moment. The last drop, you guys absolutely smashed. We dropped the most amount of seats we have ever put on the site, and you guys still smashed it. They sold out too fast. So make sure you're on point on this next drop. It's going to be coming out soon. The one thing I love about this bike the most is the wheels. Now on my bikes, it is extremely important for me what type of wheels I got. As you can see, when I had my C100, I had an orange Hope wheel, just because the C100 was orange. I love Hope wheels, and I just wanted it to match, to look nice. As you guys know, every single bike that I have has to be a certain way. It has to look perfect. We have the red Hope Pro Evo 4 hubs, I think these are, yeah. Number 4, as you can see here. So they are pretty much exactly the same as them ones, just in red. So yeah, I actually got the brand new Hope wheels that I didn't actually know I was going to get. I didn't know there was new ones out. I just thought I was going to get the standard Hope wheels, but you know, this is the best. I think it's made my wheelies improve so much better as well, because these wheels are a certain width I've never rode before. So I've seen a lot of you guys talk about it, saying, oh my god, your tires / wheels, they look so thick. Can you tell us about it? Why do they look so thick? On all my other bikes, everyone has always told me how skinny my tires look. So for me to hear this is strange. I don't actually know the width of the rim, but I know this is a lot wider than any other rim I've ever used on my bike, which is why the tires look so good. And yes, for all the people asking, are the wheels 29-inch? Yes guys, the wheels are 29-inch, same with what the bike will come with. Moving on, now this is a component I've always had on my bike, purely because they are the strongest I've ever used and the most reliable. Renthal fat bars. Now these are different to ones I've had before. These are my second ever pair. My first ever pair that you guys will know about are the normal beige, either whatever color you want to call it, beige or gold, is this exact color. They're the standard Renthals. Now, I used to have them running on my Specialized back in the day, and then when I moved on to the C100, I got the black ones just because it matched my bike. And now, luckily, it matches the LH1. But yeah, Renthal fat bars are extremely good. I've also got the stem just to match now. You guys wondering, this is a Renthal stem. I've had this for years now, but This stem is perfect. Seeing as we are in this area, we might as well stay on this area, you know what I mean? Spacers. These are the cheapest, but the best things to buy when trying to upgrade your bike or make your bike look nicer. All these red parts that you see on my bike, all these orange parts you see on my bike, I will get them from the same company. Now, that company is Hope. I would say they're like the designer brand for bike life. So like, you can get other top caps and other spacers, but if they're not Hope, they're not gonna be that good. Now, Hope does a variety of different colors. So obviously, red, orange, black, blue, they do so many colors. So if you guys do wanna do little touches to your bike to upgrade and customize it, search for Hope, they're good. Now, moving on to one of the most important parts on the bike, the forks. A lot of people are always asking me quite silly questions. Did I paint these in? Are they Fox forks? Are they RockShox? Are they this? Are they that? About to explain it now. These are what you call the stanchions, and no, I did not color these in. Guys, do not color these in. That will mess it up. Any little scratches or anything like that can also mess up the forks, so be careful with these parts of the forks. They are very, very precious. The forks I'm running are the RockShox 30s. These are new. I wasn't running these on the C100. On the C100, I think I was rocking the RockShox Recons. I'm pretty sure it was the Recons on my last C100. C100, I'm talking about the orange one, the first ever one I got. I'm pretty sure we still had these forks running. But yeah, RockShox, I've always used RockShox. I've never used any other fork company except from if I've first got the bike and it's the forks that come with the bike, but they're normally dead. I switch them out straight away. But yeah, I've always used RockShox on my bike purely because they are such good quality. Oh my god, wait, as I'm saying that, yeah, so many things are just coming into my head. Talking about good quality, I've actually snapped a pair. Now, they snapped here for any of you wondering, so any weak points that I've ever found on RockShox are here. That snapped after 3 years of me using them. So yeah, RockShox are good. Obviously, you can buy forks worth up to like 4 grand, but they'd be for like downhill riding, more mountain bike, off-roading, things like that. You can get a nice, good pair of forks. I think I picked these up for around £300. They're the best for wheelies and they look the part. I mean, all of this goes with a bike. Like, the rock is red. I didn't do that. It all goes with a bike. Let's move on from the forks. The next component I'm going to be moving on to is my trusty, my best friend, back brake. Here he is. Right, guys. Okay, I've been through a lot of brakes in my life, but if you have a disc brake bike, which this bike is, if you purchase it, you can get any hydraulic brake, which I hope you guys should know. Yes, although hydraulic brakes are the best, there are ones that can be better than others. I always tend to use Shimano. These are the one finger lever brakes. As you can see, this lever is very short. One finger is fine. You can obviously still fit 2 in there, but 1 is perfect. Now, this one is the SLX. I've been through every single Shimano brake, I feel like. Well, of this component. I've been through the Dior, XT, and SLX. I think this is like my 3rd SLX. I've had like 3 XTs. I'm gonna put it in order for you. The Dior is the most expensive, the SLX is the one in the middle, and the XT is the most expensive. The XT is the worst brake I've ever used in my life, and I've spoke to other people about it before. The brake cuts out while you're riding. It is an unreliable brake. I don't trust the XT. If I'm blowing down a hill on my seat, I don't want to be thinking in the back of my head that my brake could cut out. The SLX has always been a trusty brake for me, which is why I have kept it on this bike. Now, let's talk about the part you've all been waiting for, the frame, the main part. So yes, this is how the frame is going to be coming out of the box, but there's a few things I want to show you guys that may look different. The fade on this bike, as you can see, a lot of you may have noticed, I definitely noticed, and I'm not afraid to talk about it. The fade in between here, it almost goes like a greeny brown color. Your guys' bikes are not going to come like that. Unfortunately, it's just for me. The creator of this bike gets this one. This fade, it was the first ever one they tried. So what they've done, they hand painted this bike, which is why the fade does look a bit odd. On all the bikes you guys buy, the fade will be perfect because it will be done through machines and things like that. This one was just hand painted just so it can get done quicker and so I can show you guys right now. So this LH logo, as you can see here, on my frame, it's more at the top, whereas on your guys' bikes, it's gonna be in the middle. That's where I've chosen it to be. It's just unfortunate that on my bike, it's come a little bit higher, but it's fine. The LH1 is staying in the same spot. Now guys, let me explain to you a lot about the pattern. The pattern that you guys are confused about. Is this pattern Chinese? Is this pattern from the Matrix? No, when I show you, you're gonna be like, oh my God, that is so simple, but so sick. These patterns, if you haven't been able to tell already, they are little LHs. So as you can see here, if you follow my finger, LH. LH. You see, and they get bigger. Moving on, let's talk about the seat clamp. Red Hope seat clamp. Now, going back to what I was talking about with Red Hope components. Although Hope is kind of pricey. It makes your bike look amazing, so I would recommend getting these little touches for your bike. Now, let me flip the bike around for this part. So this next part I'm about to show you is more of getting it just for looks more than a benefit thing. Although, depending how bad your bike is, these things can benefit from it a lot. If you have QR forks, that means you will have one of these. These are called a skewer. They're extremely strong. I haven't had any break on me just yet. These are my first pair. So yeah, haven't had any break on me. Let's move on to the next thing. So this is another major thing that also connects with the brake family. I'm guessing you guys already know what I'm talking about. The disc. So the disc, in my opinion, is extremely important. You need a good disc because if you have a disc that isn't very good and it overheats, your brakes will stop working. Going back to brakes, this does come into it. When you buy brakes, you can buy, I have kind of forgot what they're called, but I'm pretty sure they're called like the cool Air Tech pads or something like that. So like when you're putting in your brake, you can pull it in for as long as you can, but the pads won't actually get hot because there's something inside them that will cool them down. Something mad technology. But yeah, if you don't basically have like a heat resistant kind of disc, then that'll be good to have one. So the next component we're moving on to, I'm gassed to come to this one. This component I have not changed since started riding. Every single bike I've ever had, I've always used these cranks. These SLX cranks are amazing, and I'm gonna say cranks, this includes the bottom bracket. I know they are two separate things, but when I talk about the cranks, I want you guys to know I'm including the bottom bracket as well. So this is a Hollowtech bottom bracket from Shimano. I've been running these all my life. Same with the cranks, the SLX cranks, as you can see, hollow, they go right through. The reason I use these SLX cranks are normally because, I'll move on to this later, but all my gearing and braking are normally SLX. So it's only right to get SLX cranks as well, just to have the whole bike matching. Now, wait till I show you this part. You're gonna be a little bit confused, but I'm gonna explain. On the SLX cranks, we have XT pedals. What? Why XT? So, XT pedals, the reason I've got these is because I did need new pedals for my bike. I went into the shop to get SLX ones specifically, but they didn't actually have any in stock, and I'd never seen these XT pedals before, but as you can see, compared to my hand, these are huge. This is the size of the pedal. This is the bottom of my foot on it. So realistically, it's a perfect fit. Damn. I wasn't gonna actually add this bit in, but if you guys are wondering what grips I have, there you go. That's another thing I wanted to say before I move on to the next component. A lot of you are saying that's the C100. I mean, I get where you guys are coming from. They're both mountain bikes, but I can reassure you this bike is completely different. When the bike comes out for sale, obviously you'll be able to go onto the Collected Bikes website. You'll be able to come up on this bike and the C100. You'll be able to compare them. As Jake would always say, the C100 is literally an aggressive, fast moving, fast paced bike, whereas my bike is just mainly a combo trick comfy bike. Everyone that's got on this bike has said how comfy it is and how comfy it is to wheelie. Everyone that's ever got on Jake's bike have just said about speed, how fast it is. Funnily enough, me and Jake was actually speaking about this just before this video, and he agreed with the same thing. His bike, he made that for speed, traffic work, things like this. This bike, I focused on the geometries on this bike to make it a combo bike. Now, I'm not saying you have to stay at a strip with this bike, you can't go hit traffic. This bike's a traffic bike as well, but I've made it mainly for you combo riders. So I want to see all you combo riders mashing up on this bike. No, the grip tape does not come with the bike, but it is an extremely good idea if you do combos on the frame, and I would highly recommend getting it. Right guys, we're gonna move on to the last part on this bike now. There is about 3 parts on here, but they all join in together. The gearing. Gearing is one of the most important things on a bike because this is what is gonna make you move. Literally move. So on my bike, I have an 11x10, which I've never done before. I've always ran 1x10 on my bikes because that is my favorite, but I wanted a little try on this one. So I have 11 gears on this one. It doesn't actually make a difference at all. I still feel like I'm riding a 10 geared bike, if that makes sense, because I don't actually notice that extra gear that I have. But I mean, yeah, I guess it's cool. You do get a bigger cog. You do get a bigger cassette, which I don't really like. I do prefer having a smaller cassette. But I mean, this one isn't overly big. It's just kind of a perfect size. This cassette is just an 11-speed Shimano SLX one. This is the same with the derailleur. As you can see, it is an SLX Shimano derailleur. It has a clutch on it too. At the moment, it is off. When the clutch is off, that allows you to push this swing arm part of the derailleur forward. When the clutch is on, you won't be able to do that no more. That's a really cool thing about the clutches on the derailleur. It saves your chain from falling off when you're going downstairs and things like that. The chain, I'll be real, I have no clue. I don't know what chain this is. I mean, you can get different chains, like a KMC chain. I know the KMC chains are the best chains you can actually get. This chain I haven't even changed. It is just the standard one that came with a prototype. But guys, I mean, that is it. I've covered everything you guys need to know about my LH1. Like I said at the start of the video, when I do get a complete LH1, how you guys are going to be getting it out of the box, I'm going to do another bike check on that, just to show you guys what exactly you're going to be getting with, just to see if you lot are happy. Put in the comments below, how much do you rate my LH1 out of 10? Is it a 1? Is it that bad? Or is it a 10? Is it amazing? I think it's a 10 personally. I don't have a specific date. I kind of have a specific month, but it's not specific, which is why I haven't said anything. All you guys need to know, and I feel so bad for saying it again, but this bike is going to be out extremely soon. So if you're still saving up your money, or you have money, you're deciding whether to save it or spend it, please save your money. Save up for this bike, because it's going to be worth it, I promise you. I would say speak to anyone that's rode it, but not many people have got to ride it. This is where I'm going to be ending today's video. Remember, if you like today's video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, come and join the family, turn on the post notifications, and I'll see you all in the next one. Stay safe.